let's never do that again. Matt, I do have one question. Do you know who Scotty K Fitness is on Instagram?
No, I do not.
Okay. You guys,
Does Tommy know who Scotty K Fitness is?
You have matching mustache with him, basically.
Mustache Brothers.
Which is a good mustache. It's a good thing.
Thank you. You know what's funny is I have quite a bit of beard coming in right now, but you can't tell because I have like a reddish beard and my lights are orange, so you can't see it at all.
Washed out.
Better than mine. Mine just fucking doesn't grow at all, so it's embarrassing. Thank God I can grow hair. I got mullet working, but I didn't shower this morning, and I'm not showering right now, so.
You're not?
No. Oh, obviously not right now. We're fucking doing shit, but.
Yeah, I tested the lighting in my shower, and it wasn't very good, so I decided to do it in here instead.
Actually, I get yelled. We have a light right above the shower, and I never turn it on, and I get yelled. My girlfriend yells at me all the time. She's like, "Why do you not turn it on?" Like, what?
I mean,
I'm a man. I don't need
energy, baby.
I don't need.
It's fun to shower in the dark sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, we have the one light.
I do it every morning. I shower in the dark every morning.
Half the bathroom lit up.
You can boy, I'm really gonna out myself here, but we're on the podcast, so.
Have we started?
Yeah, yeah, we're recording.
I mean, I know we're recording, but have we started? That's the question.
No.
Okay.
We're just bullshitting.
I'm gonna wait for him to come back because I want to see the look on his face when I say this.
Oh no.
I came back. I was gonna try and sneak off to pee.
Oh, you can go. I'll save it.
Okay.
Challenge pissing. Piss from right there.
Who can produce the longest piss? Unfortunately, I've already gone this morning, so mine's going to be just a dribble.
I looked this up one time, like to see what the furthest distance somebody has peed is, and I don't remember what it was now, but it was fucking absurd. And I was like, there's no possible way.
I remember, I can't remember if you were with us. I know Hunter looked it up one time while we were playing games or something. And I want to say it was like 15 feet or something, like something ridiculous.
Micah Dinkle is his name. What a name for a long distance pisser. Micah Dinkle.
That's a stage name. There's no doubt about it. That has to be.
Out of that, he was born to piss. Born to piss and forced to shit. 19 feet and 6 inches.
Oh my gosh.
It's not possible. It can't be. Surely it isn't.
It's possible. It's been done.
Oh,
John, were you listening to that conversation?
Yes. Yeah. I had my headphones on the whole time.
We're metagaming John, talking about pissing while he's in the pisser.
If you ever let Turn 200 take over the podcast, that is the type of shit that would be conversed.
Don't do it.
That's fine. It reminds me, honestly, I literally just saw a clip of Dale Jr. talking about when he went on Bussin' with the Boys, and they talked about shit, like if he ever shit in the car, like 30 minutes into the podcast.
Tony Stewart, that bitch.
Oh.
All right, what were you going to say?
Yeah, my story about showering in the dark. I let my family know just recently, and they think I'm an absolute sicko. I mean, they think I am a sicko for doing this. If I am very tired in the morning, I will take a quick shampoo and body wash, and I will lay down in my shower and fall asleep for 10 minutes.
What the fuck? Please tell me you're joking.
I'm not joking in the
I believe it. I believe it 100%.
It happens. It's happened less so recently, but there for a while over the last few months, I was doing it at least once a week.
Here's the thing: is I would do this too. I don't have a comfortable tub anymore. I don't like the tub that I have right now.
Well, you're like 7 feet tall. You don't fit in a tub.
Nah,
6'2", maybe
6. Yeah, If I wasn't so bendy in my spine all of a sudden, I'd be 6'3". But we'll call it 6'1.5" plus some hair volume.
Scoliosis. Illinois man drowns in shower.
Asleep.
Laid down to take a nap. Christ. That has got to be one of the most unhinged things I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, I don't know. I've done that for a while. I mean, I never did it while I was in college and stuff because I didn't trust the tubs there. But now that we have our own house and we are cleaning the tub, we are in charge of cleaning our own tub and nobody else is stepping foot in it. I feel comfortable enough to do it again.
Belmont notorious for their shitty tubs.
God, my fucking
Most of the time they were stand-up showers anyways, so
cheeks
I
hurt.
didn't really have the option.
How did Matt get I was gonna say, how did Matt get bonus points for Bristol, but the Heat
race,
Heat
podium
race,
finish, baby. Yeah, let's get back on topic. Sorry about that.
Let's start the show,
Yeah,
first
I was
of
gonna
all.
say, we haven't even fucking started. We just been
You can cut it all together, but this could be part of the show later on.
This is like the.
You want to do the intro now? Go back to when we first started recording after the intro.
This is the outro.
Patreon exclusive content.
You're gonna have to put a slide up to say if you want to hear the good stuff, skip to the end where we have all the outtakes.
Yeah, this is all
There'll
outtakes.
be quite a few minutes.
The literal piss takes.
Piss
takes
takes this week.
Literal piss takes.
Everybody, welcome back to the Venomcast. I'm your host, the one and only Mr. John K. And today I have two very special guests since I do not have a co-host, Mr. Matt Williamson. We're going to have to talk about our beef and what transpired over the past week. And Tommy Cook is down below me. You know them better as the Booth Boys from Turn 200. Very excited to have them back. I believe this is the fourth time. I don't know if that's true or not. I didn't give
That is true.
I didn't give a shit enough to go back and count. So, but I was just excited to have you guys on. So, I mean, I'm not going to complain about how many times you're on here anyways. How you fellas doing today?
Good.
That's good.
Doing great. Yeah.
Glad.
Fantastic. Just had my breakfast sandwich and I'm ready to roll.
It looked like you had a tortilla on your plate when you got done eating, when you moved it. Nobody's going to understand that. But.
It was a croissant. I had a breakfast croissant.
Croissant.
A croissant.
Croissant. I meant like when you moved your plate, it looked like there was a tortilla on it still. And I was like, what the hell? But I wasn't going to question it.
There was a cookie on it. You might have saw the cookie. I ate the cookie also.
I did not see a cookie. That was a sneaky cheeky cookie eaten right there.
I ate the cookie also. It's fucking soundbite. We're coming in hot already. This is great.
I have a synopsis for our first 3 episodes.
Okay.
Well, really just episode 1 because that's where we really get the lore. The rest are just kind of like time capsules of what's happening. Still good listens, but this is essentially me moving up the chat for anybody that doesn't know. And feel free to disagree with any of this, but or add to it. Matt Williamson and I are the Venom Truck Series commentary team. We went to high school together. We both like racing. After we both move away to college, Matt gets into iRacing. He likes to do the midgets. After 1 year of him doing dirt, I join and we do pavement stuff. we think a broadcaster in a league we're in is mid, so we decide to do it how we want to see it done. Matt is a techie guy. My degree is in sports broadcasting. We're the dream team. Venom is only the second league we broadcast behind Daredevil. The only reason that we're here at all is because Kyle Zittle's dad flippantly decided to fund the broadcast during a round of golf after he had already ghosted me. We are now 4.5 seasons into the Venom Truck Series run on turn 200. That's what I got.
Thank God.
And we both have starts.
And now we both have starts. Yes, I'm sure we'll get into one of them more in detail than the other one because one of them is a lot better than the other one. I wonder whose it could be.
What happened at Auto Club? Because I don't even think we talked about Auto Club.
Okay, so here's what happened at Auto Club. Hubris. I was like, I think out of all the tracks I could drop myself into outside of Talladega, we said we're not going to do the super speedway races and we're not going to do any playoff races or chase races, whatever. I was like, out of what's left, I think the race that I could do the best, like my goal was to get a top 10. I was like, it's Auto Club. It's got to be Auto Club. Love racing Auto Club. Got in there, did a little bit of practice the day of, and then I got into the session. I was like, wow, I am slower than dog shit. I am so slow. And not only am I slow, short run, long run, slow, horrible tire wear. I'm like, wow, I am absolutely toast here. So I qualified, I want to say I qualified 19th. I missed the first 2 crashes. It went caution free after that. I gained 1 spot in that run. And then lost because multiple other drivers had pit under the last caution and went back and got tires. So they zipped right through me. So really I net lost maybe 2 or 3 spots over the first green flag run. And then I sped on pit road, but not on entry, not on exit. I sped in the middle of pit road.
Oh, I remember that now. Because you weren't the only one. There was like 3 or 4 people that sped on pit road, but you were the one.
Yeah, but they probably did it like the way you would expect them to do it, like the Jeremy McKinnon. Oh, brother, I'm cooking it on pit road here. No, I was like unchecking my tires, and then I looked down. And I was like, oh, I'm going 3 miles an hour over the speed limit, and then yeah, my race was over after that because another caution never came out. So God, I finished what 27th or something. I don't even remember. It was terrible.
Yeah, I think 26th or 27th was the final number, unfortunately.
It was quite bad, and entirely self-inflicted too. So I should have done more practice and should have been paying attention on pit road. So I guess that's karma for making fun of Nathan Reynolds for all these years.
We've all done it. I did it at Auto Club, not this season, but I think last season I also sped on pit road, and I was running much better than I did this season at Auto Club. I finished top 10, but like. Lucky top 10. Like I did not have any qualified good, but didn't have good pace anywhere else other than that. So then we get to Matt's start at Bristol Dirt. We do have to clean up one thing. Nashville happened. Chad Stearns won. Lots of different strategies. Congrats to Zach Lockett on
great race
on winning the bracket.
Shout out to Leo Smith for deciding to hop in the booth for that race as well.
I need to go back and watch it still. I've been a lot busier than thanks, Tim.
Dude, what's crazy is that was sprung on us completely last minute.
Yeah.
And I think Tommy and I were kind of leaning, to me, I was leaning towards no because I was like, well, we've only had like 20 minutes of notice that somebody might join us, and I was like, maybe we just have them join a different week and we can prepare a little bit more. But Tommy was like, "Oh, that'll be fine. Like, who cares? This will be interesting at least." I said, "All right," and surprisingly fit in very, very well.
Yes,
awesome.
I was quite pleased with the outcome.
I'd never talked to him before. All I'd seen from him was what he's done on track and what he posts in the Discord. So I was like, I mean, full send. Why not? Let's just it can't. I mean, we have the control, so if it starts to go off the rails, we can just chuck him and we'll call it a day. But no, it was good. So hopefully he's doing better and he can be back on track soon. Anyway, but
Leo's a character. I've talked to him a couple of different times. He's pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't think there's a single bad person in Venom, and Leo is freaking cult hero basically at this point. Like,
I think
you
there's
know,
a bad person in Venom. There's
who's-
a bad man. Bad man.
Which one of the two of us is that?
I'll let you decide.
oh man. So we ran Bristol Dirt this past week, and it was interesting.
Mhm.
That was quite the race, honestly. Had heats and everything, the whole deal. Nobody got sent home because we give everybody a chance here. But it was something. The set was not my favorite personally. I feel like it was a little. It got better. We did a good job as a league of getting it to be better. At first, it was not very good at all. I don't know if Matt tried it out because Matt ran this week. But it was. I don't even know how to describe it because, like, not really a dirt guy. I've been running more dirt recently, but it felt like it'd get to like the middle of the corner, wouldn't do anything. It would just drive straight up to the wall, and it was whack.
Yeah, that's
put
it. That's
correctly.
exactly what I would describe it as tight. Like to begin with, I would describe it as tight. But I mean, if you turned and sent it hard on the bottom, it would not get tight and go up to the wall. Like you would be fine. Which most of the time at the beginning of the run was kind of the faster line. But you're right. If you went to the middle or the top, you were going straight to the wall. Now, what I did find out in practice, I did run about 50 practice laps a couple nights before the race on a fresh track, is if you sent it in and you felt yourself starting to get tight, if you just modulated the throttle like from 0% to 100% a few times and then hammered it, it would turn, and you ended up being okay.
Yeah, see
Quit
that
using all those big words like
yeah,
modulated.
yeah,
What the hell does that mean?
dickhead.
I only bring those out during a podcast because I can't think of them in time for broadcasts.
I feel like even early in the week with like first version of the set, if you did that, you were still gonna die. But by the time we got to the race, it was a lot better, a lot more predictable. And like you said, I wish I would have done that instead of being a little bitch early in the race, or I might not have hit the wall as many times. But we'll get to the race in a moment. Qualifying, Josh Matichek actually only sat on the pole by a 10th. I'm rather impressed with myself and Hayden and Luke. We kept it rather close. I thought he was going to sit on the pole by like 3/4 of a second.
Who was the fifth person there that?
Oh,
was
not
kinda
anybody.
close.
Not anybody important. It was Matt. Matt put in a good qualifying effort. And the funny thing is, so we qualify. Obviously, Josh is on the pole. I think I ran that 868 on my first lap, and I was like, holy shit! Like, actually got it to stick the bottom really well and stuff. And I look and I'm like, all right, well, pole of heat 2, that's pretty good. Like once qualifying finished up, and I start looking down to try and figure out who's going to be in heat 2. And I'm like, all right, Hayden's going to be pole of heat 3. We're only running 3 heats, right? And I'm like, yeah. And I look, Luke's 4th, so he's second on heat 2 or in heat 1. And then I look at 5th, and I'm like, God, you gotta be fucking kidding me, because I had talked so much shit this whole week. Every chance,
Oh, it was so beautiful.
not every chance I got, but anytime it got brought up, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna kick Matt's ass. And then I see that we're gonna start next to each other in the freaking heat, and I was like, I'm about to eat shit so hard if I don't beat him. That was like the first thought in my mind was, oh, this could go very, very bad for me.
We manifested that throughout the week. There's no doubt about it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't even really. I saw 5th, and I was like, "Oh, I'm really happy with that." And I didn't even look to see who was. The only thing I looked at was to see if Hunter and I were going to be in the same heat, and we were. And then when I hit the grid button on the second heat, I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" And I think over the radio, I was like, "Well, look who it is," because I was just so surprised.
Yeah,
But we kept it clean. We kept it clean in the heat race.
We did. Trust me. I think I was more surprised than anybody that I actually qualified second, because I did not feel very good about going into qualifying. And then I see the 2 pop up, and I'm like, well, that's gonna go, and I'm like, and then I get out of the truck and I look, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm only a 10th off of Josh. Like, that's actually pretty good. That was the first 8 I'd ran all week. Like, I had not turned a single one. So obviously, Heat 1, actually a pretty good heat. You had Josh, Matacek, Matt Schlosser. Matt, really underrated on dirt. Spent a lot of time around him at Volusia in the Truck 200 race. Ryan Dye, also in Heat 1. Again, Ryan is pretty good on dirt. I mean, he used to kick my ass all the time. Like season 2 or 3 that we ran Bristol dirt? I don't remember, but we ran Eldora too, but was super good. So it was nice to have him back. Jeremy finished 4th in Heat 1. That surprises everybody, I think, considering how much he bitches.
I was surprised he was there at all.
Yeah, I was too. Zach Lockett finishes in 5th. Luke finishes in 6th. Had a tough heat race starting outside pole. I think Heat 1 was kind of weird because they had the initial start and then Andy hit the caution button and Andy wasn't even in the heat. Which is not the first time that's happened. Luke actually had a pretty good start, and then the second start, I think he got tight coming off a 2 and ran in the wall, and everybody was grouped up much better, and it kind of bit him in the butt, and he ended up going backwards. I think is what happened.
Yeah, you really had to be on it in the heat races. Like if you made one mistake and you got off the bottom, you were going backwards. It was tough.
Yeah, especially like the first heat race was. I think I wasn't really surprised because obviously like when the track is super fresh like that, the bottom was gonna be good, and we had learned that through practice and stuff. But it also kind of surprised me like how we'll talk about this in Heat 2, how quick the middle came in. But Luke tried to get it going. I think had some moderate success running the middle, but not quite as much as he probably wanted to. And then Greg Elliott finishes in 7th, Eric in 8th, Eric Breeding. Tyler Berger, 9th. RJ Sarcevic, our favorite social media influencer, finished in 10th in the heat after being very surprised that it was dirt. And Tyler Logan did not. Tyler Logan did not finish the heat and disconnected. So I don't know what happened there. I thought that was pretty awesome. See RJ pop up. I was like, oh dang, we haven't raced with RJ in probably a month or so. And then he just in chat is like, why is there dirt? Sorry, buddy.
He said he was coming to Nashville Super Speedway, and then he didn't. So I was surprised to see him at Bristol Dirt.
Bristol, yeah, and that's your guys' truck too. You guys own that truck.
Yeah,
well, one of you owns that truck. I don't remember which one. Tommy.
That would be Tommy.
Oh yeah, I wasn't pointing up to Matt. I was pointing at. I guess he's on this side for you. Yeah,
he's on that side for me.
I am for me. I am down on the bottom, but Matt is on the other side of you. So you were pointing to nothing on my screen.
That's funny. Heat 2, obviously me and Matt on the front row. That's how it would finish. Only a 10th of a second. Matt, I was kind of inconsistent the first like 2 or 3 laps, and I was like, oh, he's gonna pass me. I'm screwed. I was like, I was sweating it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of closing in, and then after, I mean, like you said, after a couple laps, you got it together, and we were just running like the exact same lap times. So I started trying minute differences to see if I could get anything else out of it, and I went the wrong direction. So that was pretty much it. I had tried something different for like 2 laps, and nothing worked, and I went, all right, I'll just settle in, and I'm going to finish second. There's nothing I can really do.
Yeah, I kind of looked up in the mirror the one time, and I was like, oh, he's right there. Like, I really need to hug the bottom and kind of shut down anything from happening and try to keep him behind me. If he spins me, whatever. And then the next time I looked up, you were about that 8/10 back or whatever, and I was like, okay, we're good. And then the cushion started to form up a little bit. Like, we had thrown enough dirt up there, and I just started going to the middle, and that felt really good, too. That was really nice to have. Didn't have it in the race, but it was nice to have it in the heat for 2 or 3 laps. Chad Stearns finishes third in heat number 2. Austin Holyfield fourth. Hunter Leach in fifth. Another one of your guys' trucks.
Shout out to Hunter.
He's an actual dirt. Like he's a dirt guy on iRacing.
Yeah.
Like, we've talked about it.
Yeah. That he loves it. Yep.
I wish I loved it as much as I could.
He likes to do the midgets as well. You want to talk about a guy that's actually what you think my height is? He's what is he? 6'7"?
Jesus
yes.
Christ!
So he is an interesting. I if we could.
Yeah, let's get Hunter lore going here.
If we could get him to come on the podcast at some point, that would be kind of cool. So he is one of my friends that I've known actually longer than Tommy.
Oh wow.
We played baseball together growing up from the time we were probably like 8 or 9 years old all the way until I got to high school, and then we ended up going to different high schools. So I didn't talk to him much for like 4 or 5 years, and then we've kind of become really good friends again and talk all the time. But anyways, yeah, he is he's 6'7". I don't know. I mean, he's a big guy. Like he doesn't. He's probably 3 bills. He's 6'7", 3 bills. And the craziest thing about him, when I tell you that, you are not going to expect this. He is a golf pro. Like his job is he teaches kids and like amateurs how to golf at a country club in St. Louis. Like it's the wildest thing of all time. He's got so much grace for being such a big guy. Like it's wild.
That's impressive. Now the real question is have you taken lessons from him on how to golf?
So I get to golf with him maybe 2 or 3 times a year at the most, and every time we go, he like tries to, teach me a little something. I've never like taken a actual lesson from him, but when we go play, he tries to give me some tips.
It's more like, you're going to school today,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get you lined back out.
Yeah, actually, best round I ever shot. I shot with him in when was it? October that we went last year, Tommy?
I was gonna say I was there too. I had to play some part in that, of course.
Yeah, that is true. Tommy and I have a long-standing golf rivalry as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I shot my best ever round. I think I shot 85 at a pretty nice course that was very, very windy.
So windy, so crazy.
I was surprised and very, very excited.
That's pretty impressive. That's only what, Tommy, 13 over par.
So I mean, you specifically at one point, you turned to me and the most serious I've ever seen you said, "Do not tell me what my score is right now. I don't want to know." And I was like, I was looking at the scorecard. I was like, you tied him on the front 9. Like this dude tried to qualify for the U.S. Open last year, and you just went toe to toe with him on the front 9. Like. I was like, all right, I won't tell you. And then he finished it out anyway.
Granted, we were playing different tee boxes. He was playing the
I wasn't going to tell him that. I was going to let you have that one.
No. I got to be real here.
Matt was playing the ladies' tees, obviously.
We were playing.
I was playing the pro tees with Hunter, of course, because I'm very good.
Yep.
Don't ask me what I shot that day. It was putrid.
Put a 1 in front of the 85 and you'll get what?
Almost. Not quite that bad, but there was a 1 in front. Unfortunately.
That's probably what I would shoot as a 185. Jesus. Golf pro. That's such a weird job. I feel like just go teach people how to play golf all day.
Yeah.
Kind of nice.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he works at a country club in St. Louis, so like a lot of his job is like just basically getting the members like whatever they want. Like if they want a lesson, like he gives them a lesson. If they like need a fitting, I think he kind of does some fittings for them also. Like Titleist will come in and like have their fitters come in and like do a fitting day, and he'll like help out with that or whatever.
Dang.
And just any odds and ends that need to be. Yeah, it's
that's legit shit.
Pretty interesting job. The only thing that really sucks is like he can never do anything on the weekends because that's like their prime time. So the only day he gets off is Mondays.
I understand that. In a operation where weekends are king.
Yeah.
Steve Vrooman finishes 6th. I wonder if I should have asked before the race. Not that obviously I didn't think I was going to win, but if a jar of honey was being sent out for this also. I didn't think to ask. It's not important now.
No, I think that dilutes the importance of it on the pavement. And plus,
yeah,
we're probably
that's
never going to run Bristol dirt again anyway. So I mean,
probably not.
I want to talk about that afterwards because I
yeah,
have
I
some
do too.
thoughts.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. We will. I do too. I put me in that camp also. Rodney
So
Matney
after
finishes.
we get done talking about the race, I need to put my 2 cents in there.
Rodney Matney finishes 7th, Kyle Zittel in 8th, Cole Maxwell 9th, Pascal Samard and Gary Clark 10th and 11th in Heat 2. Heat number 3, Hayden Palumbo finishes in 1st, Andy Poliski in 2nd. This heat was pretty straightforward. I'm pretty sure everybody finished where they started, but the back half it gets a little crazy. So Hayden, Andy, Brody 1, 2, 3. Also bonus points for the top 3 in their heat. Brantley Gainey in 4th, Jan Van Leer in 5th, Josh Freed in 6th, Kevin Sargent in 7th, Garrett Rainey in 8th. Garrett started running the middle. I was watching him. Just with some effectiveness. As much as Garrett wants to sit there and say that, suck at this shit. I'm not good. I'm not blah, 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 blah. Garrett actually ran pretty good, not gonna lie. Josh Jackson in 9th, and then Brian Mitchell in 10th in Heat 3. So that set the field up for the feature.
You snickering over there. Look at you.
Some shit went down.
Maybe a little.
Okay.
So I started 2nd. Josh started in 1st. I actually got a pretty good restart off the jump. I will give myself some credit. Josh did not let that happen after that, though.
Starts were difficult. Starts were very difficult.
What were you starting in? Were you starting
They
in
look
2nd?
difficult.
No, I was starting in 3rd because I was so afraid of
Yeah.
wheel spin and just shooting myself straight into the outside wall. I started in 3rd. And I mean my restarts were just bad. I don't know if it was bad timing or what was happening, but like I would get to the top end of 3rd gear and I would still start to shoot to the outside wall. So I was taking the restarts really easy because I was not having a good time.
I was making a joke about the Charlotte recruitment race again, Tommy.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
I mean, I can't be the one that's upset about that. That's you.
No, I don't.
That gets to be upset.
It's a recruitment race.
It was a recruitment race. Who cares?
I cared. I was there to run the whole race, and I didn't even make a lap. And I took you out.
Kicked out of the league.
Barely.
I can't believe they let Tommy make a start after that. If we're being honest.
I'll probably never make one again.
Right.
I'll be like, wow, this guy did the recruitment races, and he sucks.
I don't know about that.
He's out.
You guys run the Clash, and you run it pretty well, honestly. I like running the Clash with you guys. It's a lot of fun.
I mean, also, super speedways is a cheat code, essentially.
Yeah, that's our bread and butter. So that's a different story. Yeah.
But we had a couple of early cautions, which I wish we hadn't had, because honestly, like, getting in a rhythm was like so important. Especially for me, because like I felt like the stop and start, and I was like getting antsy. I don't want to do this. And then we finally get a little bit or just before I think one of the last cautions comes out, a controversial moment in the race for me. Somebody, and the other bad part is it's 2-on-2 crime, because I drive the 2 truck. Matt was in the O2 truck, and we come off I want to say we come off a 1 and 2, or we're going into 1 and 2 the first time, and I kind of see him below me, and I'm like, surely he's not gonna throw a slide job, right? Like,
we were side by side like that for a few laps at that point, or at least a couple.
I think I'd hit the wall a couple of times after a restart, and I'd kind of screwed myself, and that's where we talk about like going into the corner. If I'd have just lifted off and gassed it back up a couple of times, I'd have been fine. But I got scared and let out and drove it into the wall like a fucking dumbass. So,
which is also what I did in the incident coming up.
So we're going. I think we're going into 3 and 4 the first time. I went back and watched it a little bit. Matt's a little bit below me, and I'm just like, surely he's not going to throw a slide job. And we go into the corner side, kind of side by side, and I was like, okay, I get a pretty okay-ish run off the top. Matt gets a really good run off the middle, and I'm like going into 1 and 2, and I see him and I don't see him, and I'm like, surely this motherfucker is not about to do what I think he's about to do. And the next thing I know, parked on my nose is this purple fucking truck. I'm like, this fucking asshole, like, just fucking dove it off in there, slide job city, and
baby,
drove me in the wall, fucking prick.
And I mean, part of that decision was fueled by our heat race where you got out in front of me. We had to run the same line, and I just would never get a chance to pass you again. So in my mind, I was like, okay, this is like going to be my only chance for the next 40 laps to make a pass on John Kay. And I thought I had to take it. Now, what happened from my point of view was I had the good run off the middle.
Yeah.
I had that thought in my brain, like, this is going to be my one opportunity. I'm not going to get another one for a long time. So
until Daytona next season.
Yeah, true. So I started to send it, and I was maybe 50 feet into the corner and went, oh, shit, this is not going to work. So I did what you did when you got to the wall. I let off the gas. And, of course, when you let off the gas, it shoots you straight up the racetrack.
Yeah.
And right across, I mean, not even across your nose, literally into your nose. Like, not great. But if I would have done the modulating thing with the throttle, I probably could have stayed out of you.
Yeah.
But I was just shitting my pants. I just let off and then just went straight up into you.
But the funny part
but
is
it ended
like
up being okay. You were heads up about it, and we ended up being all right.
Yeah, it ended up fine because I saw him coming, and I was kind of like, is he gonna run the bottom or is he throwing a slider? And then I saw you coming, and I'm like, fuck. Like, I'm not gonna try and gas it up and beat him there because I'm gonna put myself in the wall again, like I've done for the past 5 laps. So I kind of let out of it a little bit, and still, I thought I'd let out of it enough to where you could slot in, and ended up tagging me like just in front of the left front tire, and I was like, oh shit. So I freaking gassed it up again. I think I ran into the back of you again. Kind of pushed us ahead, and then I went to the bottom because I was like, I thought about it. I was like, I could slide him back because, like, obviously I'm not mad. Like, I don't give a shit. It's just
you are fuming. Absolutely.
Well,
apoplectic right now.
I full stock was like, I'm pretty sure you ended up passing me, one, because I felt bad, and 2, because I thought you were going to throw a slider, so I just backed out of it when I got to the next corner.
So I ran for once in my life. I ran the fucking bottom, and I didn't realize it at the time, but Matt had gotten the wall, and the only reason I realized it is I went back and watched the replay to be like, would I have made it if I threw it, kind of thing. And I'm watching it back, and I was watching it from my chase cam for some reason, and I just hear the most obnoxious crash noise come from behind me, and I'm like, what the fuck happened to Matt? And I turned around, and it was like you like got in the wall with your right rear quarter and then hit the front of the truck in the wall, like barely got in the wall, but it sounded so bad on the replay, and I just lost.
I did take
shit.
wheel damage from that.
Really?
Yeah, I did take wheel damage from that, which
I
mean, at least we were on dirt, so it really didn't matter. But
right, honestly, I thought the truck.
I had wheel damage like 10 laps into the race, and I was pissed at myself.
I ran 40 laps in practice with wheel damage, and honestly, I thought it drove a little bit better with the wheel damage. So, I don't know why. Maybe it was just because I was being dumb, and, that was that. But yeah, so me and Matt had a nice little battle. It was fun. The thing, I wasn't worried about getting slid or getting put in the wall or anything by a slider. I was more worried about me fucking up something, like in the heat race running the bottom, and getting myself spun out. Like, that's what I was worried about. But I was like, I know Matt's going to take good care of me because, like, points racing, and he's just, he's not points racing, obviously. But we took care
he got those bonus points. He really needed those in the heat race.
Yeah.
It might save the season.
That's like Jimmy Johnson being ahead of Cody Ware in the cup standing still.
I don't know why, but I, for some reason, felt like I had something to prove. And I don't... I don't really know why I thought that, but I thought I had to go out there and just slaughter the field to, like, give myself... I don't know if I felt like I needed credibility for the broadcast or what it was, but I really felt like I had to have a great finish, otherwise I was a fraud. I literally did like that's how I felt going into that race.
I mean, I left you a lot of slack in terms of credibility for the booth. You had to think like, what the fuck? This guy just went out there and just absolutely shit the bed. Now I've got to save it. I got to put the team on my back.
That's incredible.
And he did.
But no, it was a lot of fun. I had a blast racing. Because I think we were around each other for what, 5, 10. You got wheel damage on lap 10. That's really the last time I remembered that we had that interaction. Obviously, but we were around each other a lot.
We had a caution come out immediately after you and I had that little incident there. I mean, it was like 2 laps later, and there was a caution. So on the next race, that might have been we had the start of the race. What did we have? Did we have 3 cautions early or 2? Was it only 2? I don't remember.
It was 2 or 3.
It says 2 cautions in Sim Racer Sub.
Okay. So we had 2. So I don't remember if it was this immediate next one or the one after that, but on one of the subsequent restarts that was only like 10 laps later, I think I started on the outside this time rather than the inside. And we ran like maybe 2 or 3 laps, and everybody was stacked up on the top side at that point. Like the racetrack had already kind of formed to run up towards the top. It must have been around lap 20 or so. And so they were kind of stacked up on the top side, and I gave a very slight bump to Brody Gunter.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of sent him down the racetrack a little bit. And to be quite honest, I mean, this is Brody Gunter we're talking about here. And in my eyes, he is in full control of that race truck, even after the small bump that I gave heading into the turn. But unfortunately, he goes down the racetrack, and Andy is right there on the bottom, and he gets collected pretty bad. And at the time, I felt pretty bad about it because I was like, well, maybe it was a harder shot than I thought it was. But then after looking at the replay, to be honest, I don't think I really had any fault in that one. So that is my stance, and I'm sticking to it.
I wasn't even going to... I forgot that it happened. I wasn't going to bring it up.
No, I felt like I had to bring it up.
You guys decide in the comments.
There's somebody out there that talked about it and felt like it was my fault, and I just want to say for the record, I think he was in full control of that race truck after the small bump that I gave.
In my defense, that is fucking bullshit. Yeah, I think honestly, the race goes green from there on, and Josh Matichek takes off. I hit the wall about 800 more times. Matt Schlosser gets around me. Hayden had gotten around me. Hayden had a lot of pace. I mentioned that in my interview. I'm going to spoil it a little bit, but Hayden had a lot of pace, and then I don't even know what the fuck happened in front of him, but he got destroyed.
I sent a message after the race by Hayden. If I'll leak the DMs here.
Oh boy.
EB, I'm assuming that's Eric Breeding, back to the center of the corner up. I ran into him, and then I was at about 50% capacity the rest of the night.
Yeah, I wasn't quite. I knew he had gotten caught up, but I did not know what had happened.
He was in front of me. I think on the restart, the last restart that we had before we went green for the rest of the way out, I think he was in front of me, and it was him, Stearns, me. I think Andy was in there. There were like 4 or 5 of us that were all just stacked up big time together. And I think he just got put in a weird spot where a bunch of people were running the outside, and there was somebody on the bottom, and he kind of got shuffled to the middle, and I think he just ended up shuffling out. And then, I don't know what happened with Eric, but I mean, he was up in the top 5 for the first part of the race, and then he just got put in a bad spot, I think.
Did you ever figure out what happened to Hunter? Because he was in the mid top 10 for a lot of that long green flag run to the end, and then all of a sudden, as we were watching the battle for the lead that happened, like he fell from like 7th or 8th down to 13th, 14th, 15th, and I have no idea why.
I don't know I don't know the exact incident that happened, but he was I want to say in the top 10 or maybe 11th up until like what did we have? 80 laps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
wanna
I
say
mean,
he
he
was
was up there and
up until
for
like lap 70.
yeah.
I
I
think in the
think
last 10.
even later than that.
Yeah, so I don't know if he got in the wall because he was running the top a lot. I think, just like I was, and
Holy cow.
it was thin margins up there, especially at that point in the race. I mean, I knocked the shit out of that wall throughout the night. I mean, I really did. I was pretty certain I was maybe not going to be able to finish the race at one point because I was beating the shit out of it. But
Yeah.
I think he just got into it too hard and had some damage or something.
Yeah, I was in the same situation as you, where I was like, I'm not good enough to get to the bottom, so I'll just keep running the top. And then I actually started running more of the middle, kind of going through, because the slick ended like really quick in the middle, so you could get pretty good drive off in the middle, and that's kind of what I started doing, just chilling. I had a really lonely race, all things considered. Like once the caution started flying and stuff, and then freaking I got passed by Matt, and we stayed. The thing that gives me some hope is we stayed pretty equidistant, as Tommy likes to say. From me and Schlosser stayed pretty equal. Josh might have checked the fuck out. He was gone. Until he wasn't. He got caught up in an incident that I think upset his truck quite a bit.
Yeah. And we
Matt was also just really fast on the bottom.
Yes, Matt was really, really quick because I was like, we were like hanging, and I was running the top, obviously, and I think he was in the middle, but then I think he went to the bottom and he was fucking gone. I was like, oh.
Yeah. At one point in like right around between lap 60 and 70, Hunter I was telling him like, dude, this top is getting like unbearable. Like I am just sliding it through the middle of the slick, trying to get to some grip like on the very end of the corner to not hit the wall. And he was like, well, Schlosser just passed me. He's running to the very bottom, and he is so fast right now. So
Yeah.
I ended up running the bottom for like the last 12 laps, and Chad Stearns was a whole straightaway in front of me, and I ended up being almost right on his rear bumper when we crossed the line. So, yeah, something happened there where the bottom really came in at the end of the race.
I think it was because there was only 2 trucks running it. And they could just stay
down there the whole time. It came in just because nobody ever ran it. Everybody went straight to the top the whole race, so it just had some life left in it.
Yeah, Josh did say, we were sitting in the booth waiting for interviews. I think it might have been you that came in there, and maybe I was like, where were you guys running at? And they were like, the bottom. And I was like, damn, I could not get down there. And I was like, I didn't know it was ever any good. And Josh was like, I was there the whole race, like it never left. And I was like, too bad I suck and I can't get down there, because I think my problem was trying to run the bottom is I would clip the apron where they were hooked. So what they were doing, like watching it, their front tire was like painting where the yellow line would be around, or the white line, I guess, on the inside of the corner. And I would get my front left too far down, and it would get on the apron, and the truck would just get really upset. So it was cool to see.
The other thing that they were doing is they were not having to throw it in there. Mm-hmm. At all. Like they didn't throw it into the bottom, and when I was running it earlier, I was throwing it to the bottom, and I think that was making me really slow. Like they didn't have to do that, and they were super fast. And by the end of the race, I kind of realized that I could just kind of tiptoe it in there, and it's faster. But
yeah, I wish I would, because that's what I did in the heat race. I just kind of drove it in on the bottom, but I didn't like throw it in there. I tried to drive it in like pretty straight. And it went well in the heat race. I was just too dumb to figure it out in the race, which is okay. So we get down, 5 laps to go. Matt Schlosser catches Josh. I don't know from how far back. I'll be surprised seeing the interval.
Down.
Yeah, seeing the interval at the end of the race. I'm surprised how close I was to them. So I'll give myself a little pat on the back. But yeah, Schlosser and Josh both running the bottom. Josh said he was pretty sure he used his tires up, but he also had a ton of damage. Eric got a little sideways in front of, which is funny to say on dirt, but Eric got a little out of shape off of one of the corners, and Josh just kind of was like following him and was a little too close, and by the time he had a chance to guess where to go, he guessed wrong and ended up getting a bunch of front end damage and then put in the inside wall, actually. So Schlosser, who was quick, saved tires really well, which is something I will never know how to do on dirt. And we'll talk about the dirt situation here after a little bit. But Schlosser catches him, and Josh tried to hold him off, tried giving him room, and was running like the middle, and Matt ended up just passing him. And Josh didn't really get close enough to try and throw any kind of crazy sliders or anything, which is what I was hoping for. I was hoping I could be the Kyle Busch this week, between Chase Briscoe and Tyler Reddick.
The Austin Hill?
Yeah, oh no, not that scumbag. He caused some of those issues, by the way, I will point out.
Not the last one.
No, Sammy Smith did that, but then Austin Hill shoved Allgaier
Also,
into Sammy Smith.
Allgaier.
Yeah. So fuck Austin Hill. Stupid egg-headed.
A vibe.
Yeah. So Matt Schlosser wins his second race of the year, and I mean, I was just mind blown. I knew he was going to be really good. I don't think he qualified very well, but then I didn't see where he ended up in his heat. He ended up second in his heat. Ended up doing a really good job winning the race.
Yeah, I mean, they're like with probably 30 laps to go. I was like, well, unless something crazy happens, like the top 5, like this is just where we're finishing. Like this is just it. And then when I heard Hunter, somebody over the radio said something about those two being close together, and I was shocked that Matt even got close, and then I couldn't believe that he actually got a pass made, which to me, like, I think Josh may have, I don't know, I guess he just gave the bottom up a little bit too much, and Matt was able to get underneath of him, because I feel like if Josh would have really stuck it on the bottom, it would, like, Matt would have had to have moved him, I would think, but I mean, I don't know that for sure.
Yeah, from what I can remember watching it back after the race, that's kind of what it looked like. It was just he kind of missed the bottom a little bit, maybe. I wish I could remember what he actually told me, because we sat there and talked about it while we were watching it. Josh was like telling me what he was doing, because Josh has been trying to help me dirt race actual dirt cars, and it's not going great, but that's not the point. But also to prep for this, and he was kind of talking through what he was thinking, and I think he just missed the bottom a little bit and ended up slipping up, and Schlosser capitalized in a big way, picking up win number 2 of the year. Josh finishes in second, which is still pretty impressive with the amount of damage he had, because he very easily could have blown, like, if we were going any faster, he probably would have blown up when he hit Eric. He hit him.
Well, Nathan
hard.
Reynolds.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. Yeah. So Josh ends up finishing second. I finished third. I don't know, did the job, whatever. Did what I had to do. I don't know how I didn't crash, because I was stuck behind. It was a 5-truck gaggle with like 15 to go. I think it would have been 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th.
That was a
pretty big gaggle, yeah.
Yeah, I think RJ might have been a part of that too when I got there.
Well, he finished 11th, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to. It's hard to tell because there's no interval for all the lap down guys. It all just says they're all lap down, but I'm pretty sure I was trying to work. Jeremy was definitely there because I threw a slider on Jeremy to end the race. But working through that, I was like, I don't want to touch anybody, and I do not want to get spun. And I think I sent it 3 wide between Brantley and somebody. I went 3 wide middle a couple of times. That was not very smart. I did that when I still had thought I still had a chance. And sorry for putting people in a bad spot. Kind of had to go at that point. And because, like, obviously they're not going to move over. They're all racing for position. And I'm not going to sit there and be like, can I have this? Can I have that? Because all it takes is to look at the relative to realize that they're all fighting for spots. And I wasn't going to catch the leaders, so I just wanted to maintain where I was. But yeah, that was probably the sketchy. That, honestly, a lot of people, we had 30 trucks, I think. And I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 disconnects. So 25 people finished the race on track, I think. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot of
I mean,
people.
that's a lot of people.
I mean, we barely had that many
Traffic.
start at Volusia.
Yeah.
Yeah, traffic was very difficult to get through. I thought, just because like Josh and Matt were running the bottom most of the race, so I'm guessing a lot of the people that were getting past were like, oh, all the fast guys are around the bottom, and then third, fourth, and fifth would come up, and they're all wanting to run the top, but the guys that are going a lap down are running the top just because they can run it and figure that the fast guys are running the bottom, and it's like, well, shit, we want to be there,
Yeah.
So it was tough to get through traffic. To nobody's fault.
No.
It was hard. It was very difficult.
It was, you just kind of had to stick with it, and when a gap opened up, you had to be there to capitalize. But like my situation, obviously, I wasn't running anybody down, and if Chad caught me and passed me, then Chad caught me and passed me. Like, I wasn't that worried about it. But just to give everybody an idea of how much of a 2-horse race it was, obviously Matt and Josh finished very close to each other. I was 8.5 seconds back, and then Chad and Matt were 15 seconds back. And my prediction before the race was that Josh Matichek was going to lap the whole field. So, pretty close.
I was the last truck on the lead lap, and I finished 5th.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And
that
they were
nuts.
Before I started running the bottom, with like 15 laps to go, they were only 4 seconds behind me. And then I started. So if things would have stayed the same and I didn't switch my line, I think I would have gotten lapped also.
Yeah.
But I went to the bottom, started running faster, and then they started battling, which also helped.
I do want to say before you go further into the rundown as well, I am of the opinion that if Joshua didn't get that damage, that he probably would have won that race. But I will say as well, I definitely underestimated Matt Schlosser, and that's my fault. I acted very surprised when he won, and I probably shouldn't have, because it's Matt Schlosser. We know that, like, at this point, that any time that he is going to start a race, he's got a stone's throw chance of winning, if not being the favorite just in general. So
Dude,
I guess that's the last time I do that. Underestimate Matt Schlosser.
That guy is unbelievable. I mean, I don't know if it's just the amount of practice he puts in, or if he's just like got that much talent and feel for how to drive a car, but like road courses, ovals, rallycross, dirt, like, it doesn't matter what it is. He is always going to be fast. Like, it is crazy.
Yeah, I think it was Watkins Glen with the boot. He checked the fuck out on me like early in the race, and I was like, I have good pace. Like, I was like, ah, dang, this dude's gone. Yeah, Matt's a freaking wheelman. Not you, Matt. Matt Schlosser.
You're not a wheelman. Jack off.
Thank you. Only on dirt. I will concur.
No, you did a pretty good. You did a good job. Obviously, I don't race enough with you anything else to know anything else about you. So,
but before we get to kind of the end of the race and then more topic about dirt racing in general, I want to give a shout out to Andy Poliski and Austin Holyfield. Poliski and I were. He was in front of me for a large majority of the race up until, I don't know, maybe like lap 60 or so, maybe even a little bit further than that. Him and I battled pretty good. And then Austin, while Poliski and I were trying to figure out how we were going to settle our battle, Austin Holyfield came out of nowhere and nearly passed me. And if he would have been able to continue, I think he would have gotten around me. So unfortunately, Andy kind of got bent out of shape right in front of me on the top, and then went down and hit Austin, which wiped them both out. But the three of us were having a really fun little battle there for a while.
Yeah, Holyfield had podium pace for sure. If he would have gotten a better qualifying run, had to do a little bit less work in his heat race, he could have started up front, kept himself out of trouble. He could have taken your spot on the podium, John. Sorry.
No, 100%. I freaking practiced with him a bunch. Practiced with him a bunch this week, and I was like, damn, he's gonna kick my ass this week, and like, I'm not gonna complain. Austin's good, dude. He's a good dude.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Yeah, I do remember that now. Remembered the qualifying effort and stuff because I was like looking for him. I was like, "Where's he at?" Because he's gonna be a lot to deal with. And also shout out Tyler Logan and RJ. Tyler started 31st and drove to 6th. RJ started 28th and drove to 11th. Fucking, those are some good.
RJ.
That's
RJ
some
didn't
good
even know it was
driving.
going to
Oh
be a
my
dirt
God.
race.
No.
So the rest of the rundown: Chad Stearns in 4th, Matt Williamson in 5th. That is obviously the end of the lead lap trucks. We just talked about it. Tyler Logan, Austin Holyfield, Jeremy McKinnon gets a top 10 on dirt after bitching and moaning so much. Andy ends up 9th, Luke in 10th. A good recovery for him after a crappy heat race also. RJ in 11th, which we just talked about. Brantley Gainey in 12th. Hayden had a tough night, ended up in 13th. Jan Van Leer in 14th. Hunter Leach ends up in 15th. Greg Elliott in 16th. Tyler Berger goes from 25th to 17th. Ryan Mitchell goes from 30th to 18th. I'll be honest, I don't remember seeing Brian Mitchell at all during the
He got
race.
turned backwards into the outside wall at one point. That might have been in his
Oh.
heat race, though.
He was stuck in a lot of traffic. And I remember lapping him, and he like kind of let me by, but then after I got around him,
Oh.
he stuck with me for a while. And I was like, oh, but maybe he should not have let me by.
Yeah, I now that you say that, I'm pretty sure he let me by too, and that's why I was like, I was just chilling. I'll be honest, I was so focused on not dying that I did not pay attention to many of the people I was around. I just knew it was Jeremy at the end, so I slid him for the hell of it. Kevin Sargent finishes in 19th. Cole Maxwell finishes in 20th. Garrett Rainey in 21st. Rodney Matney in 22nd. Brody Gunter ends up in 23rd. Gary Clark ends up in 24th. Kind of unfortunate. Gary's a dirt guy. I don't know what happened to him either. But it was not good, obviously, with being 40 laps down. Kyle Zittel finishes in 25th. Eric Breeding 26th. Pascal Samard in 27th. Zach Lockett 28th. Josh Freed 29th. Ryan Dye made a comeback, and I don't even know what happened to him either. I didn't think anything happened.
He got in the big one. The big one. He took
Oh.
2 really hard shots in the big one.
Oh,
One in the
boy.
front and one in the rear. Had him Eiffel Towered. But yeah,
We've done so good. We've been so good for like a half hour.
That's
I've still got a
Let's get
tab
out of the
up
bag.
on my browser that says longest distance pissed.
Yeah, you'll have to stick around to the end of the video for that one.
That'll be it.
Oh yeah, we are recording, right? We did start the podcast.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're recording
great.
still. Don't worry. Josh Jackson finishes in 31st. Steve Roman in 32nd. That's a wrap on Bristol. It was fun. I'm glad dirt racing's back. I know a lot of people want to fucking bitch about it, but get over it. It's not that hard.
A lot of bitching.
Practice some, if you can.
A lot of bitching.
It was honestly a lot better than it could have been. It was not great at times, but it was pretty good. So let's go to Eldora next season.
It's important that we as a society all acknowledge our biases in life, right?
We are a society.
You work in dirt racing. I work in dirt racing. Matt, technically for legal purposes, also works in dirt racing and also enjoys dirt racing on the sim.
I mean, I am a product of both motorcycle and car dirt racing backgrounds.
Yeah.
You did also work at Jacksonville Speedway for one night?
Yes, it's only been one night, but I'm hoping to get another.
So you
more this season.
Technically work in dirt racing is all I'm saying. So I think it's important that we acknowledge that we are biased towards dirt racing. My argument is that, first of all, the race did not go that poorly. We had one ginormous clusterfuck of a crash.
Which happens at Concrete Bristol too.
Yes, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. We can be honest about that. That wasn't great. But
however,
I think what plays into that is the fact that we have not touched dirt since the John K. All-Star victory at Lernerville in Season 7. And before that, since Bristol Dirt at season 5. Only a handful of these drivers will have raced in the Truck 200 race at Volusia a few months before that. So, like, most of these guys have not, some of them weren't even in Venom in season 5. So, who knows if they ever have raced a truck on dirt before? That does play a part into it. Now, if we were to do it again next season at Eldora, which would be great, or anywhere, really, will we see a marked improvement? I don't know, but I would like to find out. So that's my play.
Yeah, I think
let's try it again, and then if it doesn't get any better, we can have a talk about it. But I think that really just the fact that we haven't done it in so long does play a part in the equation.
The other thing about this is, I mean, and granted, this seasons have been much better, but in seasons past, every time we go to a short track that is pavement, the same thing happens. There's quite a few cautions, and everybody bitches and moans about how we shouldn't have short tracks or some like rules need to change. There's something about short tracks that has to change in Venom. It hasn't been changed, and things have been okay. I think one dirt race a year is a really fun night for those that really enjoy dirt racing. Like, it really gives them something to look forward to. For the people that don't necessarily enjoy it, it gives them something to strive for and practice to get better at. And I personally think that the battles on track are very fun to watch, because you can be side by side for many, many, many laps, and you're not even really shredding tires or anything. Like, it's literally just about how much better you are at running that line than the other guy. Tires have nothing to do with it, really.
Yeah.
And I think that's really fun.
It's like running a road course that nobody knows their way around. It's like talent gets to shine. Your adaptability, if I could talk. Just like situational awareness, which is something I always harp on a lot. And nobody ever listens, but it's fine. Like, it's kind of what Matt said. Yeah, it's just battling becomes that much more interesting. There's another layer to it. And with guys as talented in the Venom Truck series as they are, it's it goes well for the most part. But of course, there are always one or two things that ruffle the feathers. So I get it, but I want it to stay. I don't want it to go away. So
yeah, I think
please don't take it away from me.
I think if we went to a place like Eldora, it'd be a little tougher because literally everybody would be on the top, because that's just how it's gonna go. Yeah, probably get some more pissed off people, but honestly, like, you can still run the bottom and middle and stuff, and it'll still be fine. I think it was awesome.
Is that any different than a Martinsville, though? Like,
no, it's not. It's not.
Martinsville, you're on the bottom, and like that's it. Like, you gotta figure out, figure it out.
How to get around.
Season 11, Venom Truck Series, Springfield Mile, Illinois State Fairgrounds. Let's get it done.
That would be interesting. That would be interesting. Could run Knoxville. Knoxville is basically the same thing, flat.
I actually really like the trucks at Knoxville. I think they run a lot better than you think they would.
So in real life, I thought it was dog shit, and I was at the first one, so I could say that. I literally rode in the back of a car with Donnie Schatz's front clip in my lap. I rode with the guy that works for Donnie Schatz. But anyway, yeah, it was not good in real life, the 2 years that they did that. I do agree, though, on the sim, it's one of those deals where it races a lot better than it races in real life for whatever reason. So I would not be opposed to Knoxville.
I'd be okay with it, honestly. It's just Milwaukee Mile with dirt on it, half the distance or something like that.
There you go.
It's all flat. Points outlook, we'll just look through, I don't know, some of them. Matt Schlosser takes over the points lead by a point over Chad Stearns. I'd somehow passed Luke for third. This is without a drop race, though, so does it really matter? I don't know. And Brantley Gainey sits in 10th. I think Jan is 9 points behind him. Tyler Logan's 10 points behind him, and Brody Gunter and Jeremy are 13. Oh, no, they're not 13 points behind. You know, whatever. It doesn't matter. Jan is 9 points behind Brantley. And then Tyler Logan is 19 points behind him. There we go. I think
it's impressive that Brody and Jeremy are in the hunt here because they've both missed races. For all intents and purposes, Tyler Logan has also missed a couple of races because he's had some weird internet shit going on, which I've never talked to Tyler Logan in my life, but just as a casual observer, like he's had some really rough nights where he's just technically gotten the points and been there, but like nothing has happened. So that just speaks to how well he's running when he actually gets the chance to run. The fact that he's in the hunt at all. So that's I hope the issues, whatever they are, stop so we can get a Tyler Logan playoff run.
I'm gonna snip this in the bud right now. Tommy just lied like a motherfucker. You have talked to Tyler Logan. He had a podium at Charlotte last season.
Did he?
Yes. Hunter won. I finished second. Tyler Logan finished third.
Did he really?
I'm 85% certain.
Nope, you were absolutely correct. I have no recollection. So that is the only time I've talked to Tyler Logan.
Suck it, bitch. All right.
To my knowledge. Now, I guess I'll put the asterisk there. To my knowledge, that's the only time I've ever talked to Tyler Logan.
In Tommy's defense, we have been broadcasting 4 nights a week for the last 2 years. So.
Oh, yeah.
But I pride myself on remembering shit like that. And I didn't. So John got one up on me. So I guess I'm retiring. You'll have to find somebody else to do the rest of the season.
Son of a bitch. That doesn't happen very often. Yeah. Well,
John K made Tommy Cook retire. You heard it here.
I got broad shoulders. It's fine.
I want to say about the points. This is shaping up to be a very interesting season of the Venom Truck series. I mean, you're finally getting somebody who has won many races and always runs incredibly well, finally running a full season, hopefully, in Chad Stearns. I mean, I'm very excited to see what happens if he can, in fact, make every race, because I think that'll be really, really fun to watch.
Yeah, that's always...
I mean, we've already...
No, go ahead.
We've already talked about Matt Schlosser, who is just good everywhere. And then you have, like, the Venom regulars, I guess you would say, that are just always good. Like, the points, like, top to bottom are the closest they have ever been. And, like, it is one of those seasons that I literally just don't know what's going to happen. And when we get to the chase, it is going to be very, very fun to watch.
Yeah, the chase is going to be insane. And talking about Chad Stearns, I mean, that's a guy that Nathan always says it. He's like, man, if he'd just run full time, he'd win a championship easy. Like, I mean, not easy, but relatively, he would, because he's super duper good. I mean, all Chad does is, I mean, he literally leaves Venom races to go race officials. Like, if I raced that much, I'd throw up, honestly. I love racing, but holy shit, he races a lot, and he's really good. Like, the fact that I stuck with him at Kansas blew my mind. Like, and I talked about it during that podcast. I thought I was faster than him at times. I just didn't have the talent to use the bottom to get around him, or didn't have the balls to slide job him because we were not even halfway through the race yet. But Chad's really, really good. Matt's really, really good. Luke's up there. Luke could easily win a championship. I mean, it comes down to all you have to do is have a good 5-race stretch. You got to be better than the other 9 people.
Oh, that's all?
That's all you got to do.
You just have to have the best 5-race stretch. That's all you have.
I'd love to have a good 1-race stretch at some point in any of my league racing.
I would, dude. I've thought about that. I'm like, man,
you've won.
I just need to be consistent, and then I'll have like 2 good weeks, and then it's like it just shits the bed. No, I'm like, gotta start over again. Tommy has one though. Has Matt won?
Yeah, I mean, you've won league race. I mean, you really can't say that.
Here's the thing, and I appreciate that, because I need credulity at this point because my Venom race was so bad. But I've been on Matt Williamson's front bumper for a couple of those wins at super speedways. The last one, which was at iRacing Super Speedway with ASRL when we were running the next gen last year.
That was
it was at some time inside of 10 laps to go. I was in front. I knew I was a shoo-in to win. And I was like, Matt, I've won one of these before. Do you want to switch? I will push you to the win. And he said no.
Aw.
So it's not like I haven't offered. Because
I
I
mean,
know
we had-
I feel that I'm a better. No, I'm not a better pusher than Matt, but I'm a better pusher than I am a leader. So for us to together, like it would be more beneficial for me to be the pusher and for Matt to be the leader, and then that way I could also even it up and push him to the win. But he
Yeah.
didn't take me up. So
What a nice
I mean,
guy.
at that point, like we had all momentum on our side.
Mhm.
I did not want to mess with that mojo. I mean, that just felt like we were destined to win that race, and if we switched, like you just don't know what's gonna happen. We just had to stick with what
you would have won. That's what would have happened.
you never.
I'm surprised that I won it all because I completely botched it out of turn 4 because I moved up the track and I like brushed the wall and I was like, well, fuck, we're done.
It was certainly much closer than it should have been.
But thank God that Ryan Dye was there, the third car in line to push us around Joshua Rutherford and whoever he was dragging along. I don't even remember, but
Ryan benefited greatly from being like the third or fourth car in line in the Daytona race.
that is true.
Big time.
Lately. Oh, before we continue on as well, I want to shout out TJ Crampton for hopping in the booth with us as well.
Oh yeah.
Tuesday night, he did a great job. Needed some extra dirt expertise, even though I work in dirt racing. So thanks to TJ for hopping in. He did a great job. And my guess is you'll probably be hearing more of him as the weeks and months roll along in multiple different series. So
yeah, I need to hurry up and go watch that because I've had an interesting week. Lots of driving around. But
yeah, I listened back and thought that he had a lot of great insight, and yeah, I thought he was fun to listen to. So yeah, definitely a great addition.
Yeah, he did a good job through the heat races. That's about all I could get to before I had to hit the road Wednesday morning. But yeah, I thought he did a good job too. I'm excited to listen to the rest of the race and watch Matt slide me again. That's such a fun time.
Yeah, baby.
Now we're gonna go.
I'll do it again.
Yeah, I know you will. Hey, I have no problem throwing a slide job back. I think I tried to throw a slide job at Lernerville, and
not the place to do it.
I almost hooked the shit out of somebody because like I shot the gap good. I did everything right. Just the only problem was I misjudged how far somebody was in front of me when I went to slide behind them and almost left hooked the shit out of them. I think it was like Cole or somebody. It was a white truck. It was like. Whoa. That was close.
No wall there, throwing a slider just scares the shit out of me.
Dude, don't be a bitch. Like, it's not that hard. You just stick it up on the the freaking berm and let her eat.
Well, what's funny is we did have a race at Lernerville in the ASRL Next Gen series. That was an absolute disaster.
How was the setup for that race?
Not good.
It was on the car.
Well, we tried our best.
Yeah.
I didn't build the set. I tested it, but it was
that
car.
The next gen setup?
Yes.
I mean, I can't imagine a next gen setup ever being able to be good for Lernerville. I mean,
no. Brandon Vyers built that set.
Huh.
95% certain. If we're talking
interesting
about the same race. Yeah, I tested it a bunch.
I mean, anybody could have built that, and it could have been built.
And it would have just been dog shit. Yeah.
Any 1,000 ways, and I would tell you that it was shit just because it was a horrible race.
That track's not exactly a stock car dirt track.
No, that's the thing. It's like the next gens work on a half mile dirt track. They don't work on that 3/8.
No,
bullish.
It was
with no wall.
With no walls.
Just be better. I don't know. Just don't drive over the berm. It's not that hard.
I literally couldn't be better. It was bad.
The only good thing about that race is my car flipping over the pit wall at the end of the race and it being caught on broadcast. That's the only good thing that came out of that.
That's awesome. Yeah. We have some questions from Discord. Still don't have a name for it. It's fine. Paul Ellison wants to know, yes or no?
It's so hard. Oh, you go first. I'm overthinking it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of in my own head about yes or no. Also, you know, I'm an optimistic fella, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say yes.
So now my thinking is there's a right answer, and it could be yes. And I love the rationale there. My problem is I want the point. And if if we take a guess and say it's yes, then we both get a point. But it could be no. And then if we both say yes, neither of us would get a point. So I'm just gonna split the difference here, and I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no.
I
I was hoping for once you
guaranteed
fuckers.
point.
I was hoping you fuckers would agree on something. I'm going with no.
Here's the problem is we agree on almost everything here. Especially when it comes to iRacing and Turn 200 stuff. Matt and I are in agreement most of the time about what is happening. So, for us to be able to split this question here, I think it's an important step forward.
I needed you guys to agree on that one.
No.
If I
bastards.
if I was at work and you were to ask me that question, I would have said no. Because the answer is always no until I get the right information.
There you go.
But for these circumstances, I wanted to be optimistic. I like to be optimistic in my everyday life. I'm saying yes.
So we need Paul to tell us what the right answer is now.
That's fair.
Because I want the point.
We'll get there at some point.
Okay.
Josh Modacek, maximum velocity broadcaster. It is maximum velocity.
Yeah.
It's like that's about the only thing Max could be. I knew it was velocity, obviously. Broadcaster.
Could be Max Verstappen.
Max Verstappen.
Verstappen.
10th best car on the grid, by the way, according to somebody.
Well,
it's not good.
I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but I was like, I don't know about that. Josh Modacek wants to know if you could be one Venom driver for the day, who would it be and why? Is that not on the question list?
I don't think so.
It's not. It was a question 1 week, but we'll do it again because I like it.
I want to be Canadian, so we'll go with Jeremy, Jordan, or Pascal.
You gotta pick one of them.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Such a dick.
We'll go, just to piss Jeremy off, we'll go with Pascal.
Yes. That's great. Matt?
My answer is going to be something. I mean, this is already a question that's not possible, so we'll just take it one step further with the not possibilities. I would like to have been John Kay at a very certain point in time in prior history where John Kay was able to have a conversation with Scott Bloomquist.
Oh, that is
my answer.
That's a year ago. I will say nothing crazy came out of the conversation. It was just, when are they opening the gates? And I was like, I'll be honest, I'm not that important, so I don't really know. And then we ended up talking for like 10 minutes about a bunch of random shit. So it was still cool as fuck, though.
Yeah.
I would have maybe said Nathan Reynolds having a conversation and meeting Ross Chastain, but I've also done that already, so I didn't really need to do that again.
Hey,
and I couldn't say John Kay having a conversation with John Gibson either, because I've also done that. So, and shout out to Jay Gibbs, by the way.
Yeah, he remembered you. That was fucking awesome. I just said, hey, he worked with my buddy on he does iRacing broadcasting and works at a dirt track. He's like, oh yeah, who? And I was like, Tommy Cook. He's like, oh yeah, Jacksonville Speedway, and like went off. I was like, hell yeah, that's awesome.
Household name, baby.
That is also after my boss hit his car with his camper. So at the beginning of the weekend, Johnny Gibson, cool as sin. He is awesome. Big fan. Hall of Famer, obviously.
What's your answer?
My answer, Garrett Rainey, so I could have a sick beard. Pretty sure that's what I said last time I asked. That question came up.
Oh yeah.
Also, don't need a sick beard because I have the sick mustache. So
I fucking any facial hair. Like, I'd be okay with a mustache. Whatever.
Not to toot my own horn, but I've been rocking this thing for quite some time. I was rocking this.
It's in his genes, brother.
Way before the Miles Teller Top Gun bullshit happened. I was born with a fucking mustache.
What would it take to get this is my question. What would it take to get a like pre-race show where it's you guys actually talking, like kind of something like this?
It has previously been discussed.
I was gonna say, I think that would be something that'd be kind of neat, but also like that could add a lot to the workload too at the same time.
Yeah, to be honest, I think that's why it hasn't happened, is just because we have been very busy with broadcasts throughout the weeks for the last 18 months to 2 years, and it was just something we did not want to take on and put on our plate.
That's fair. I understand that. If you could put one track on the Venom schedule permanently, what track would it be? Bristol is already permanently on the schedule, by the way. Asphalt Bristol on the schedule.
And so is Daytona.
And Daytona.
And Daytona. So you get to pick one to add to those two.
I mean, it wasn't very kind to me, but I'd probably go with Auto Club.
Fucking gross. I hate you.
Can I be a real asshole here?
When are you not? I think that's the no.
Slinger.
Oh,
wow.
No. My answer is Bristol Dirt. Suck on that one, Venom Truck Series.
I was surprised. I thought Tommy was going to be the one to do it. I knew one of you would.
Jacksonville Speedway.
Oh God. It wouldn't take much to end up in the catch fence, but I'd end up in the catch fence every week.
No, in all seriousness, just because of the races that we have had there over the years and the way that this truck, at least at the moment, is driving at this racetrack, I would say Kansas.
That is
Kansas
a banger.
Kansas has produced some really, really good races.
I will say I'm very excited to get to Chicagoland, not just because it's the home track, but the trucks putting on some very interesting races there lately as well, similar to Kansas. It's that middle ground, I think, between Kansas and Las Vegas. Whereas Las Vegas is a very lockdown strategy track. Kansas can get strung out as well, but I think it's got good pack racing as well. It's harder to get strung out. So Chicagoland a close second to Auto Club.
I am so excited for Chicagoland.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I am not very happy about the last Chicagoland race I ran and how it ended.
Where was that? In
Learning curve.
Turn 2. No. Just how it ended. I got robbed of a podium by an untimely caution.
Is that what happened?
Yeah. I would have finished second.
I mean, you still could have.
Oh no, fuck, I couldn't have. Fucking like 30 lap old tires. That shit was not happening. Could have wrecked the whole field and won the championship. That could have worked too.
Yeah, thanks.
Did you not have a set of tires left?
No, I fucking used them. I burned a set.
We really fucked that.
Yeah.
Well, we thought that you had a set left, and we were like dumbfounded that you didn't come down and take tires, and we just could not figure out what was happening.
No, I had burnt a set. I had damage, and I didn't get it fixed. So then, the next caution, I think I came down, took tires, and got it fixed, and that's when I drove through the field. And then I took my last set of tires. So I fucked myself. Like, I fucked myself, but...
We thought you didn't take tires on the last stop. I think we just thought you were going to take them to the end and then save a set, is what we thought.
I wish I'd have thought of that. That'd have been pretty genius.
That whole race is a fugue state to me, so I don't really remember what I thought, other than thank God it was over.
Well, you know, a certain somebody that is notorious for bringing out yellows brought out yet another yellow and fucked me and my teammate over, so...
Yeah, no comment.
Y'all can add 4 and 5 together and you'll figure it out pretty quick if you do the math. How much are you going to miss me when I retire? Shut the fuck up. How much are you going to miss me when I retire next week?
Who said that?
Ryan Dye said that. Ryan Dye is not retiring next week. This is false news. We're not even going to answer that.
Unfortunately, I think Ryan Dye would like to retire next week.
Probably would, but he's not allowed. Brody says, if everyone in Venom pulled together to buy or rent a Legends car for one race, that's a terrible investment, by the way, which is only around $1,000 to $2,000, by the way, to go head to head with me in a race, who would you nominate to race it? What track would you choose? And what do you think the outcome would be? Well, that's an easy answer. Or you could go, or you could go down the route of a dirt late model against Josh Matichek instead. We'll do both.
So
yeah, that's a bit of a different investment pool there between those two.
Yeah,
big time.
You're putting 1,000 into a late model. You might get a set of tires.
I think
Brody was. I think Brody was just saying it's cheap, which I don't believe one bit. But...
I mean, I would guess it's probably cheaper than a dirt car. I mean, like a late model, definitely cheaper than a late model.
Fuck, let's put Joshua in there. We'll see what he can do.
Well,
Joshua v. Brody. And then they can race each other in the other car, too.
What the fuck? I was going to nominate myself for the late model at Eldora just because I'm greedy and I want to...
Well, put yourself in there, then. In my dream scenario, we'll race them. Brody and Joshua can face off in the Legends car. They could face off in the late model. And then when they're tied one apiece, we could find some other stupid bullshit car and track to put them in and see who the real winner is.
So funny you say that because Josh Matichek asks, what would be a closer race? Brody versus Josh in an asphalt legend car or Brody versus Josh in a dirt late model?
Probably a Legends race because they're only 1/10 of a mile apart at any given point in a lap.
Yeah, I think just margin of error wise, there's a smaller margin of error on the legend car probably. Also, I'd like to say for continuity's sake of what I've already said on this podcast, I would put Matt Schlosser in both scenarios for the last question.
That's a good one.
Okay.
That is a good one. I don't know. Like, what do I think the outcome's going to be? Probably Brody winning and probably Josh winning because experience.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know.
Yep.
Probably.
I mean,
I would agree.
You put me in the legend, I'll just wreck the shit out of them. So, I don't have to worry about it.
If you wreck them without wrecking yourself, then you could win. I mean, that.
And
and you're only investing $2,000, so I mean, at that point, it's worth it.
I don't have
$2,000 to wreck Brody. It's totally worth it.
In real life, by the way, not just
in real life, yeah.
I'm just kidding. Brody's my teammate. I can't do that anymore. That is just a running joke, though.
Howard.
I have already wrecked Brody once, kind of. I didn't wreck him. I just moved him out of the way, but...
You just rattle his cage, that's all.
Yeah, I rattled his cage all the way to the outside wall at Martinsville. I think that's a little more than a rattle. It got drop kicked. Sorry, Brody. I said no more questions, and then Kevin Sargent said, who would win in a wrestling match, Lemmy or God? I don't know who Lemmy is. I'm trying to think.
Lemmy Killmeister, probably, from the Motorhead.
Oh.
Yeah. I was thinking him as well.
That's the only person I could think of, too. I was like, I don't know who would be other than that. I'm going to go with CM Punk. Because you can't box with God. And apparently CM Punk is God, so...
There you go.
I don't know.
Cash is in the Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. Sure.
What?
Oh, cash is in Money in the Bank. Never mind. I did not understand what you said until I finally thought for a second.
Fake, get him out. Boo, get the tomatoes.
What if God was one of us?
All right. Well, I think I've kept you guys hostage here long enough. We're gonna wrap this thing up. This has not gone off the rails nearly as much as I thought it was going to, which is pretty good.
Let me get in there. Let me get the gloves off.
It's about to.
I thought you were going to do your 10 questions too.
Oh,
I was looking forward to the 10 questions.
We're doing the 10 questions. That's why it's about to go off the rails.
Oh, okay, cool.
What's your favorite track? Number 1.
Any not on iRacing, just ever, anywhere?
Yeah, whatever track.
Does it have to be car racing?
No. Could be a fucking
This
running track for all I
motherfucker
know.
right here. We'll go with the
here's
Boston Marathon.
Here's my plug then.
All right, here we go.
All right, that's all we got time for today, guys. Thanks for watching so much. I'm just kidding.
Peoria Motorcycle Club, Bartonville, Illinois. The greatest flat track motorcycle race in the history of motorcycle racing. It is a dying sport just because motocross has taken it over, but these dudes will go 110 miles an hour down a straightaway and throw it absolutely sideways. Like, unbelievable what they do on these short tracks, dirt short tracks on a motorcycle. Like, super, super dangerous. Part of the reason that it's a dying sport is because it's so dangerous that a lot of people get hurt doing it, and they get hurt badly when they crash. So anyways, Peoria Motorcycle Club, it's where I grew up. My family has been members of the club for generations, working on the racetrack, getting it ready for when the racers come into town. I want to say it's August 16th this year. Don't remember exactly, but if anybody is interested in attending, let me know, and I'll make sure to give you the details. We can meet up, have a great old time.
Is that the actual, like, they get broadcast on like FS1 or something? I think it's like AFT, or they come.
They're actually on Flow this year, but they were
now.
previously on FS1.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're on Flow this year. So, and yeah, it's AFT,
yeah.
American Flat Track.
They come to Lima, and I worked
that
the
is
event.
One of the biggest races of the year. Yeah.
Yeah, I worked. They obviously, as you just said, big event, big show. My boss cleans up over there, and me and my girlfriend went and did it, and we got a shit ton of free stuff from Mission, like a bunch of tortillas and chips and shit.
Oh, nice.
Dude, it was awesome. It was awesome. I'll have to, if I can find it, I'll have to show the picture of me holding a trash bag full of chips and tortillas and all sorts of shit. Yeah.
Also, fun fact for all of the race car driving fans out there, AFT is owned by the France family. So
I did not know that.
Wow.
NASCAR
cool.
and AFT are,
same.
they're basically the same.
Huh.
Well,
Cool.
I'm going to have to go with Peoria Motorcycle Club. I grew up there. No, I'm just kidding.
That's all
I got to shout out
today.
I got to shout out the GOATs, the GOAT Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
It's a good
Thank
one.
you.
It's a good one. I kind of want to go to the 500 this year. I got to talk to my buddy.
I
should.
The 500 this year.
Coward, I'm fucking broke.
My first time is this year.
Really? Oh, you guys?
I didn't realize you hadn't been to a 500 yet.
Nope, have never been.
Huh.
Yeah.
I haven't decided if I'm going yet. I would like to. But...
Not me getting the Brickyard and the 500 mixed up that one night. Sitting here talking. That definitely did not happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've talked about it with my buddy. They have, like, not season tickets, but they have tickets and they get them every year. Like, renew them, same seats every
year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Might talk to him. See how expensive they are. What real life position besides driver would you other than driver, what position on a real life race team would you hold?
Probably spotter or social media manager. Yeah, baby.
Not what I was going for, but okay, that works.
That's what I'm going for. Hit me up.
That would be a fun job. That'd be a fun,
all that shit I've
job.
talked. I'll still work for Rick Ware Racing if it gets me in the door. Not anymore.
Fuck them. Even if they're celibate.
I'm not a very good spotter. I would need a lot of practice to make that happen. So I think spotting is out. I don't think I have enough balls to call my driver out when he's being a little bitch, so I'm not going to be a crew chief either. I think I'll be the crewman that lowers the sign so they know where to stop.
Yeah.
I
nice.
catch the tires when they throw them to the wall. Yeah, that'll be my job.
That would be kind of
sign man, baby.
That would be kind of cool. What's your favorite type of racing, or do you like another sport and just do iRacing? We know Matt likes midgets, maybe a little too much.
He likes to do the midgets.
I do like to do the midgets.
I mean, I gotta say, sprint car racing, right? I love almost all racing. There's just some racing I'm not into, but I wouldn't say there's any form of racing that's bad. But sprint car racing is at the top. NASCAR second. F1 probably third. IndyCar a close fourth. And then the rest is kind of there.
Yeah, I think that's why Tommy and I are such good friends, is because we both just like racing. I mean, I don't care if you're racing freaking electric scooter. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. Like, I just
city bike racing, baby.
I mean, I've already given my spiel about flat track racing and how it's dying, and we need some more eyeballs on the sport. So I mean, flat track racing is just in my blood as far as that goes. So I think I would have to say that, and would encourage anybody that has Flow to give it a watch.
It's pretty fucking sick. Haven't seen it, witnessed it. It's crazy. And yeah, we sat on the backstretch and just like on corner entry, and holy shit, saw one dude. I completely forgot about this until now. I saw one dude, like, in our world, we'd say he got loose, and like he saved it, and I don't think he let out of the gas. And I was like, holy fuck. Like, I would have shit my pants if that happened. That was
I mean, the thing is, like, when they get loose, like, if they don't catch it, like, if they stay in it and they don't catch it, they are flying off that motorcycle. And it's
like literally
crazy.
borderline dead.
Yeah. John, you may have heard the Peoria track is famous for its jump. I don't know if you've heard about that or not.
No.
It's
unless you've told me once, I don't remember.
Yeah,
Season 8 podcast.
Famous for the jump. So you watch the Peoria motorcycle race it's a flat track race, and they have twin motorcycles going over a jump. It's ridiculous.
Damn. No, we did talk about this last season, is what I'm saying.
I'm gonna have to look that up now. Actually,
it's on JK Gaming. It's called Venomcast. Yeah, because Kyle asked us what our dream iRacing tracks were, and you said Pure Motorcycle Club. Yeah, and then we had this whole thing about the chicane and the jump, and
that's fine.
It's a fucking rerun, is all I'm saying. We're firmly on the rails here, guys. Come on, we gotta cut loose. Kick off your Sunday shoes,
please, Louise. Something like that. Besides your team, who would you like? You're the one on your knees. Take that how you will. Besides your team, who would you like to be on your team in Venom? You guys are car owners or truck team owners, so.
I have so many since we've started a team just 2 seasons ago. I've been like, God damn it, why didn't we get? I was like, we should have asked Josh Freed. We should have asked
Jesus fuck, you dirty fucker.
I mean, I was just like, yeah. If I was gonna start a team from scratch today, and Matt and I weren't on it.
Everybody's free agents, by the way.
Everybody's free agents. Okay, great. Pick number 1, and assuming that I have the first 4 picks of this draft as well. I'm picking Matt Schlosser. I'm picking Joshua Matacek. And then I guess for camaraderie's sake, I'm picking you and Luke. I think that's a fucking powerhouse team there.
Team.
That is a good team. I should have had you guys. I should have had you guys go back and forth since you technically own different teams. God dang it!
Oh well,
a missed opportunity. Nah, it's fine. It's too late now. Matt, you get to pick your own 4. You can pick the same 4 if you want. I don't give a shit. I don't make.
Yeah, I mean, just for like,
I would care.
The way I heard the original question, I thought we were only picking 1 to come over. So for that, and what is actually a possibility also in the landscape of Venom at this time, I would also pick Matt Schlosser because he is Matt Schlosser, the lone wolf. And for me to be able to throw him enough of the bag to get off of his lone wolf bullshit and get him to drive for Team 199. I think that is the ultimate get.
I don't think there's enough of a bag to throw at that man. I think he's got everything he needs.
I don't think
He's
there is
content.
either, but I think that's why it would be such a such an accomplishment to get him to not do the lone wolf thing and get back on a team and have it be mine.
It'd be your beating Josh Matacek at Bristol Dirt that you didn't get to actually do. That would be that level of an accomplishment for you.
It would. It absolutely. In the
and I agree. I back you up on that.
That is, yeah.
We're also teammates with him on Sunday anyway, so
I have a leg up in that department. That is true.
You have a little.
We've gotten it in.
Speak to us.
You know that is true. He does not. I've never talked to him in a race before. Not once.
Anybody.
I know.
I was swerving all over the place in practice. I don't remember what I was doing before Bristol Dirt, and I about wiped him out like 3 times, just fucking off. And I was like, "Sorry, Matt. I know you don't have a mic. I know you're not mad, probably, but sorry." I was opening a tab or something on my computer.
Somebody kept asking him on Sunday if they had damage, and like they asked him 2 or 3 times. I was like, "Dude, he's not gonna. He doesn't talk. He doesn't have a microphone.
Never.
You are wasting your breath.
Silent.
You are working yourself up against. You're talking to a brick wall here.
He's working himself into his shoot.
Yeah, pretty much.
Matt is incredible. Matt's been on the podcast. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. It's in the playlist.
I concur.
What Venom driver do you want to get punched by?
I've already riled up Jeremy once. I think it's on my bucket list to have a hockey fight at some point. And it just like being able to like go and have a nice lunch with Jeremy, which we've done before. Shout out to Taco John's in South Jacksonville, Illinois. Going and have a nice lunch with Jeremy, cut it up, and be like, "All right, let's go, hoser," and then get out on the ice and just he can win. Like he can win too. That's totally fine. But I just want to have my shirt pulled over my head and just get fucking just gut punched 3 or 4 times, hit with an uppercut, lose a tooth. That's a great like Thursday for me. So Jeremy, if you're down, let's do it, bud. What do you say?
Oh, he's down. You know he's down.
Oh, I know he's down. All I have to say is like Quebec superiority, and he will fight me anywhere, anytime.
Put it on the quote wall. He's down. Matt, who do you want to get punched by?
I don't know. I wish I had I almost wish I had some beef with somebody at this point, because
The fuck?
I mean, we have beef.
Oh, you two can't fight. It'd be like 2 kittens rolling around. It'd be too cute.
Yeah, we might end up kissing afterwards. You never know.
Whoa.
Oh, Bristol's gonna be interesting.
Kidding. I'm
I'm
kidding.
not going anymore.
No, I don't know. I'm trying to think of somebody that I feel like would never ever get in a fight in their life, and like make them have to punch. You know what I mean?
Matt Schlosser.
Would it be Matt? It could be Matt.
Probably
Matt
would
on Matt
be.
Violence. I mean, a society of Matt imploding would be interesting. I think.
Man.
That could be that's like a comic book right there. The Society of Matt's implodes.
Yeah,
There you go.
Brody.
Me and Matt Schlosser are gonna fight.
Brody would have been another good answer. He's about 5'2".
You can't punch a child.
He's 18. He'll tell you he's 18.
Oh well, shit! Bring his ass over here. I'll whip up on him right now. Kidding.
Now Flinky Roberts is off limits. You can't fight.
Oh
Flinky.
God, this is.
What reason would you have to fight Flinky anyway? Not that you have a reason to fight Matt Schlosser or Brody Gunter, but
I think that's the answer to my question. Who is the least likely to ever want to get in a fight and make them punch me? I would make Flinky Roberts punch me.
you're pressuring children to punch you in the face.
Oh no.
Oh no.
We are firmly off the rails.
I think we are rail adjacent at this point.
If Jeremy hits a golf ball at the speed of sound, which happens, and Steve codes a target in honey 2 miles away, what is the meaning of the Venomcast?
Meaning is subjective, and also does Jeremy golf in meters or yards? Do you know? He's like, well, I don't know how long a yard is, you know.
He just fucking hits the golf ball. I don't even think
400 yards.
I think he just tries to hit it over the mountain.
No.
He's not trying to hit it at the hole.
I'm looking forward to a good old Donnybrook round of golf with the fellows down at Bristol, and then we can have a long drive competition and see what's up.
So have Jeremy whip our ass. Got it.
The marshmallow drive.
If that's what it comes down to. Like I said, I'm willing to lose to Jeremy on whatever. I just want the experience.
Sure.
And then he can punch me in the
Apparently
face.
Find an ice rink for Tommy and Jeremy to.
There's one in Jacksonville, but it's got to be cold first.
Oh, too bad Matt's not louder. That would have been great. I heard it.
Oh boy.
What?
You gonna do it again or?
Huh?
What?
Huh?
What? What? Who is the sexiest driver in the Venom truck series?
I really liked Luke's answer. I really do. With the Silver Fox. I hope that sticks. Paul Sargent.
Paul Sargent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going with Jeremy for this one. Sorry. Yeah, actually, if it gets him to fight me, we'll go with Jeremy. We'll go with Pascal Simard, actually.
I mean, I gotta go with
Canadian
Hunter
Civil War.
Oh
Jesus
yeah, no,
Christ.
I'm changing. We're going with Hunter Leach.
I gotta go with Hunter Leach,
He may not get Rookie of the Year, but he'll get Sexiest Rookie of the Year.
without a doubt.
Without a doubt. Not a doubt in my mind. Greg Bradshaw, not sexy enough.
Well, we said that
Terrible.
the 10 questions was gonna take us there, and it certainly has.
We're certainly over the finish line at this point.
What would your wrestler entrance theme be?
Ooh.
I'll let Matt go first because I've got a story.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm looking forward to that. Oh gosh, I don't know. I'm struggling with this one here, to be honest. I think
I don't even remember what I picked, honestly.
there's a I think it's a 3 Days Grace song that I'm thinking of, and I can't remember what the name of it is.
Just
Let's
sing
start
it.
it, right?
Just sing it.
No, it's
Pain?
is it Break?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a 3 Days Grace song.
Yeah, I think it would be Break. And to be quite frank, I am not like the biggest fan of that type of music. I mean, I am firmly a country music fan,
Country music singer.
but I enjoy all types of music, and for whatever reason, that song just hits. And for wrestling entrance purposes, I think it could do very well.
I have two things to say. One of them is the story, but the other one is 3 Days Frank. Thank you. Okay, so I don't think this has ever come up before in the Venomcast. When I was in college, I, for a brief spell, was training to be a professional wrestler. That is true.
What? Why has this never come up before?
Very true.
I mean, it's a very specific story, but yeah, I was working in Indy as the ring announcer. They were giving out free training on the weekends, so I was training there for a hot minute. Eventually, my appendix burst. I had appendicitis. That put me really out of shape. Got back into training. The first training session after I came back, a few months after my appendix burst, I gave myself a mild concussion, so I stopped training after that.
Attaboy.
Yeah, it truly was. I gave it to myself. But long story short, I had a whole storyline planned and everything, and my entrance was going to be Girls by the Beastie Boys. And then I was going to have an evil version of me, and it was going to be Holy Diver by Dio.
Ooh. I haven't heard that song in a fucking minute.
No, it was Holy Diver. Yeah.
Banger. Ooh. Number 9. What is the most memorable Venom race?
I did go back and listen to our very babyface season 5 podcast, the very first one that we did.
Jesus Christ.
It's still hard to top Michigan season 5. Like there have been some great races with very memorable outcomes that we were really excited about, like Flanky Roberts winning at Bristol Dirt comes to mind. But I mean, it's hard to beat Michigan season 5. That was just so iconic in the wrong ways.
Whole fucking field wrecks at the front.
Mm-hmm.
I do think I think it's Ryan Dye's last 2 wins also come to mind.
Oh yeah, Talladega for sure. Season 7.
Rocket Man from this season, and then Talladega from season 7. I mean, that was
might have been season 6 actually, but yeah, that's a good one too.
The whole field wrecked in the Talladega one too.
Yeah,
that was insane. Like literally the whole field wrecked. Number 10. Who in Venom would you not let date your daughter? And who would you let date your daughter? Perfect question to end on.
I don't know. I'm split somewhere between letting Cole date my daughter and not letting Cole date my daughter.
There's
truly a 50-50 ball. The things I appreciate about Cole are the things that would really go either way. Probably leaning towards no.
Not a chance in hell.
I probably let Paul Sargent date my daughter, but that would be weird. So also depends on how old my daughter is in this scenario. Which, to be clear, I don't have any children. Neither of us. None of us do. I really hope I don't have any children.
I feel pressure to choose somebody that's young.
Don't look at me.
You're younger than both of us, asshole.
Am I really?
I think so.
26.
I'm certain you're younger.
Yeah, you're younger than both of us. Not by much, but
I was gonna say it can't be by much. You guys aren't that old.
Somebody asked me at work the other day if I was 30, and I really was sad about it.
I got carded the other day, and I was like, "Holy shit, this actually feels nice."
I've not been carded in multiple years.
On a sort of note about dating and being old, unfortunately, I will be 30 when I get married, and I'm not happy about it.
What is the date for that? I don't know if you want to.
I haven't said. Wow, I'm good. I don't know.
I don't think so anyway.
I don't really know if I can announce this because there's a lot of people that don't know yet that should know. But the thing is, they're not going to listen to this. So
that is also true.
You'd never know.
And I am theoretically one of the people that needs to know when it is.
It is in September of 2026. We'll just say that.
Okay. Yeah, there's only one date that I wouldn't go with is in September.
Yes, I made sure that one was off limits.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to miss another wedding because of. No, I'm just kidding.
To get back on topic.
What fun is that? We got to talk about your guys' wedding.
That's what we're gonna talk about.
For people that don't know, Tommy and Matt are getting married. Congratulations, Tommy and Matt.
Ah, yes, yep,
Tommy can't believe it.
Damn,
I'm so
sprung one on me. I didn't even know that.
It's really a dream come true. Thanks so much.
There is a good chance Tommy is involved in the wedding.
That does.
Yep.
That does remind me. I need to tell a story after we answer this question. Tommy and Matt actually are not getting married. For anybody that thought that was serious, that's not happening.
The name on the contract does say McMahon, but it says Shane McMahon. You signed the wrong line. No, I didn't. Anyway,
Anyway.
so daughters and such.
Who's not dating your daughter?
Are you talking?
John K.
Oh wow.
It's an easy answer.
Is
No.
or is it?
Yeah.
No, is not. Is
Is
not.
not.
Okay.
Sorry,
I'm a
John.
piece of shit. I'm a piece of shit. It's okay. I know.
I mean, let's be honest. This really all stems from you telling Allie to get back in the kitchen and make you some
Oh,
fucking
here we
food.
go.
I did.
That's it.
I did do that. She's not listening.
That's
of
the
the
money.
one of the greatest interview moments of all time, really.
Get
That
back
is-
in the kitchen, he said.
That
Very
is the-
progressive.
That's the only time I've ever told her that. I'm usually what makes it funnier is I'm usually the one that like I love cooking, so I usually do like all the cooking and do the dishes and stuff because I dirty them all. So. It was fun to pull it quickly.
I do a lot of the cooking, but I don't do a lot of the dishes. That's the trade-off.
We don't have very much stuff to get dirty, so it's easy to do the dishes. You only have to wash 10 things until you let them build up. Then you're fucked.
That's where I'm at right now.
Tommy, who's not? Is Cole still your answer?
It should be, honestly.
Yeah, I guess it's cold. It's not.
Cole would. Never mind.
I'd let the Flinkster date my daughter. We'll go with Flink.
Flinky's a good kid.
if she's under 18, I was gonna say the same thing. The age,
Yeah.
how old my daughter is really throwing me for a loop.
Hypothetically, is my daughter as old as I am right now? Because I have a lot of questions.
Flinky is also the only one that can date your daughter if she is under 18.
That's Bentley.
Oh shit. Yeah, I think that's all we got. I think we're good.
Matt, do we want to?
I was wondering if this was going to come up.
Wait, are you guys
This would be
actually getting married?
No, this is an
Oh.
even bigger announcement than that would be.
Oh.
Also, wait a minute. Before we get to this one, I want to, on the last season's podcast we did with you, we mentioned a potential second channel.
Yeah.
That will not be happening
RP.
anytime soon.
I don't remember.
He doesn't even remember. That's
I
how
don't
much he
remember
pays
that.
attention to us.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure I get told to not remember so much shit that I end up forgetting stuff I'm supposed to remember.
No, you weren't really supposed to remember, but
Oh.
Yes, you were.
we did mention it, and we had plans for one, but now that everything in Turn 200 has changed, it is no longer happening.
And now everything is changed.
So I want to get that out of the way first. Now, something that will most likely, about 95% sure, will be happening, Tommy, is...
You're throwing it to me?
Well, I'll tee it up. We already know that we are going to have additions to our race teams in the future. We have 2 drivers lined up already.
Mm-hmm. We do.
What?
So when we were talking about who we would add to our race teams earlier, I said Schlosser. Unfortunately, I haven't convinced him of that yet.
Yeah.
But I have convinced somebody else to join my team, not in season 10, but in season 11. They are willing to start making starts for Team 199 in 2026.
Yep.
And that driver is...
Drum roll, please.
I can't do a drum roll. It doesn't pick up on the low end.
who will be
Oh.
attempting to run a full-time season in season 11 of the Venom Truck Series, Matt Williamson.
Oh shit.
Bum.
So we can actually have beef. I can wreck you and shit.
Motherfuckers are gonna have beef with me, trust me.
Well, yeah, if you run in the back of everybody and spin them out, yeah, they're gonna be pissed at
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. You gotta watch out for this guy.
you. Do you have to run the recruitment races, or are you already cleared?
I mean, I've already made a
Did you run
start.
this
Do I
season?
really- and I have run recruitment races in the past. So
That's fair.
So I guess that leaves me with my team's announcement. And my announcement is that I'm leaving Team 200 to join Team 199 for season 11.
Oh my god.
actually,
So-
in all honesty, we haven't talked about if we're running for our own teams or if we are joining forces.
My
was
thought was
gonna
that we would
say,
have team whatever number would be me, you, Ryan, and Hunter, and then our merry band of travelers would be on our second team, which would be some combination of, if they wanted to come along, RJ, Corey, who hasn't run at all this season, but hopefully he runs on Tuesday. Pascal Samard has been great. I've loved to see him get close to getting top 10s and sneaking in a couple of top 10s here this season as well. So shout out to Pascal.
He's been close.
Have you had conversations with him?
Not in person. I think technically we did run one race together. We ran a pro-am together.
Oh, okay.
And he
Yeah, we did.
and
I
he
was gonna
spoke
say,
a little bit.
I have not interacted with Pascal much other than
Yeah, we messaged-
very, very shittily in French telling him thank you. Pascal's awesome. I love Pascal.
Yeah, we message infrequently, but yeah. So anybody out of that crew, or Matt Schlosser, if they want to come around and come join in on the fun,
Yeah,
Mark my words, it'll happen.
we're also looking for alliances for season 11. If anybody wants to, we've got some extra land. If anybody wants to build their shop with us, but yeah, that's the plan right now. 95% sure. Matt and I will be full-time drivers in season 11. We are working with league officials as it pertains to the broadcast, because we will certainly, in one way or another, help that situation along. But we've got season 10 on lock. We'll be up in the booth. I'm not planning on running any races next season, even if every week is at the Springfield Mile. So I'll just stick to the booth, and Matt's more than welcome to race if we have a dirt race or wherever. I don't care. But yeah, we'll be at it season 11 as long as the league will have us. So
I'm good with it. Not that I have much of a say in anything, but
well, John
Yeah,
said it, so we're in. We're good. Thanks everybody.
Yeah, we're
I've got
also
some-
working with
got some pull.
we're working with league officials so we don't get Mike Wallace out of Venom
Oh.
Truck Series.
True, that's true. Yeah.
Well, congratulations. Welcome to the track in a year, or less than a
Yeah.
year, whatever.
Probably
Oh,
a
you
year.
guys got plenty of time before
Yeah.
we start making a ruckus.
Fuck shit up.
Amen.
Yeah, however you guys want to fuck shit up.
Oh, I will.
Um,
There's a new.
I
There's
know.
definitely, if nothing else, there's a new super speedway team to worry about. That's all.
that's
Now
true.
we joke around a lot. Matt and I have high expectations for the super speedway races to contend for wins every single time. And I know there are good super speedway racers in here. I can't tell you how excited I am to get to race against like Kyle and Jeremy at the super speedways in particular. But there are a lot of other good ones too, like that whole Broke Guy team, really good. So that's the thing I'm looking forward to the most, but also to see how I stack up across the entire length of a season. But
Bad,
I'm there to win Daytona and Talladega.
It's too bad Kyle's teammate fucking sucks, or he'd have had a really good chance to win that Truck 200 race at Talladega. I wonder who the fuck that would be. Any other big announcements?
Oh, you want more?
Just curious.
That's all I got, brother. I'm going for a smoke here in a minute.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm
Big as
on
it
the
gets.
gas.
Well, all right. You ain't got nothing else. I ain't got nothing else. Shout out to the sponsors of the podcast. Obviously, these two doofuses sponsor us. They'll sponsor us long after Turn 200 is not broadcasting our races anymore because I love them. Well, Ed,
Yeah.
Matt and Tommy, they'll still be in charge.
Okay.
Somebody will be doing it. They'll still be sponsoring us. Shout out to NASCAR Report. RJ put out a lot of good stuff last night. We're recording this on Sunday. It's probably going to come out on Monday. Or
Shout out to what?
Oh, not NASCAR. Motor Stardom, not NASCAR Report. My bad.
Yep.
Honestly, I
I
didn't
feel
even
like
catch that.
I feel like his truck still says NASCAR report. I don't think
I didn't look.
I don't think it. I saw it. I don't know why that popped in my mind, but I feel like I saw that on his truck. Yes, you are correct. Motor Stardom. Shout out to RJ. He's great. He's fantastic. A lot of good content last night after the Martinsville shit show, Xfinity race. That Sheldon Creed still ended up finishing second in somehow. So I will be insufferable when he wins next week at Darlington, and nobody will be able to tell me shit that he's not the GOAT. So yeah, that's all. Thanks to you guys for sponsoring us and giving us your time today for the fourth straight season. We have the All-Star race coming up next week. It's going to be a blast. I might just watch. I might be in the booth. I might race. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see how we're feeling Tuesday.
You gotta race. We've been wanting a race at Monza, right, for so long on the channel. You gotta be a part of it, please.
Okay, I'll be a part of it.
Since I've already made my start, I assume I'm not going to be a part of the All-Star race this season.
You could be. You should. You should try. Oh, wait. You run the stream. Never mind. Fuck you. Don't run it. Tommy, you can run it instead.
Well,
you could do something pretty genius. You could do it. You'd still need somebody to run it, but you could do what Josh Jackson does and run the stream from outside your truck. Like, have a second iRacing account, and he streams the outside of his truck and the inside of his truck.
Oh, I did not know that was a thing.
I don't know how it worked out, but he logged in with his second account to a race, and I
was wondering why that was.
And
why he has a provisional as his second account as well.
Yeah, I don't know if it actually worked out or not, but that's an idea he had, and I'm curious to see if that actually would work.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
I don't know. I'll probably race.
You have to have good internet to output that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ballpark it in turn 1, probably. That'll be awesome.
Turn 4, you mean?
Whatever. Wherever. You still go into turn 1. I don't care if you're turning right or left.
Oh, I mean, it's technically turn 4. You go 4-3 and then 2-1, and that's a lap.
I'm not listening.
And Pocono has 6 turns.
We're fucking done. We're out of here. We're out of here. This shit shows. That's enough out of you.
Peace.
Shout out to Nagy! Woo!
Shout out to Nagy. He didn't even ask me about my shirt.
Wow. What even is Nagy? We're still recording.
What is Nagy?
What is Nagy? I'll tell you what Nagy is. He is a man.
He's a real man's man.
No, so he's one of my best friends from college that I lived with for quite a while. I lived with him probably like 4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And he is a fiddle player for Cameron Marlowe, who is a touring country musician.
Oh, dang. I feel like...
And
do you have stuff on the radio right now? I feel like I heard that name recently.
So there's 2 Marlows. There's Dylan Marlowe and Cameron Marlowe that are both like up and coming right now.
I saw something from Dylan Marlowe on the radio the other day. That's what it is.
I think
Cameron's had some radio stuff.
I think he's had like 1 or 2 that have gotten some radio plays, so it is possible that you've heard his as well.
Is it just you today?
Yeah.
Can you hear that feedback?
Yes. Yeah. Big gain. Big time. Big.
Okay. Well, this is all I got then.
That's fine. That's usually what I say too, so it's okay.
Is it just you?
Yeah, just me.
Hell yeah.
What the fuck?
So I actually got that idea from do you guys know what the TV show Street Outlaws is?
Is that the drag racing show?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't watch it a lot, but I've seen it.
I don't watch it anymore, but that's where I got the idea from, kinda. And one of their questions was shaved or hairy. Like, that's fantastic.
I prefer my cats to have hair. I really don't like the shaved ones, to be honest.
Dude, those things are weird, gross.
They're weird looking. They're like the Egyptian cats that are hairless.
Disgusting.
Those things are fucking weird, man.
I made 2 passes at Bristol Dirt. Put that fucking thing in the wall. What are you laughing for?
Just something about a hairless pussy that, you know.
See, I was fucking zoned out trying to do other shit, so I missed all the shit.
I mean, I was being sincere when I said that hairless cats do freak me out. But
Dude, they're fucking.
Well, I mean, it is Martinsville in the next gen car, so you might as well take Christopher Bell since he's on the pole. Nobody will pass him all race.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Unless there's a caution with 2 to go, and then in which case I'd pick whoever's restarting in 8th.
unless they use Bristol tires.
Last night pissed me off so fucking bad, dude.
Yeah, you're not alone.
And Creed finishes second again.
Did he really?
Yes, he can't even
Oh
fucking
my god.
He can't even back into one. Austin Hill fucking shoved Allgaier through all the shit and shoved Allgaier out of the way and won. So granted,
Oh,
if
fuck.
Creed would have restarted on the bottom, he wouldn't have done that and he'd have finished second somehow anyways. Shout out my guy.
I'm gonna make a change to see if I can get this to be louder. Are we recording yet?
Yeah, we are, but that's just for
Oh, we
B-roll, B-roll afterwards, so it's fine.
All right. Let me try something real quick. Is this any better? Or is it worse?
Talk again real quick.
Test. 1, 2, test.
That's better.
It's yep.
Yep, just marginally.
Christ almighty.
Marge Simpsonally.
How did Christopher Bell get on the pole?
He had the fastest time in qualifying.
Thank you. No,
That
it's
is how one does that.
It's Martinsville in spring. I'm going with Alex Bowman because it's got to be a
Okay.
Hendrick guy.
Hey, maybe if Alex Bowman wins, they don't ever have to race at Martinsville again. They'll blow it up.
I gotta get a new mixer. This is pissing me off.
What do you have?
I have an old. I shouldn't say old. It's only maybe 5 years old. I have a Behringer analog mixer that I route into a audio interface, but we were playing games one night, and I took a drink of an alcoholic beverage, and somebody said something really fun, and it was an alcoholic beverage that's like has a sweet taste to it. It's like got a lot of sugar and shit in it.
Like the red, white, and berry Smirnoff Ice.
Mike's Hard
Shit.
Lemonade.
Yeah, it wasn't that. It's kind of like a
I got you.
not very well known like regional brand. Anyways, somebody said something really funny, and I literally spit it all over my monitor over here. And my mixer is directly below my monitor, and I think I just got all that shit in my mixer, and it's totally fucked now.
Fucked it.
So
That's
I got to get a new
incredible.
one.
That is incredible.